Today, we're diving into the Adult Function Report, a crucial document for anyone applying for disability benefits. If you've received this form, you might feel overwhelmed or unsure about what it really means. Don't worry, we're here to break it down step by step. We'll explore what the Adult Function Report is, why it's important, and how you can approach answering it with confidence. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear understanding of the process and practical tips to help you complete your report accurately. Let's get started by understanding the basics. The Adult Function Report, also known as Form SSA 3373, is a questionnaire sent by the Social Security Administration. Its purpose is to gather detailed information about how your medical condition affects your daily life. The form asks about your ability to perform everyday activities, such as cooking, cleaning, shopping, and personal care. This information helps the SSA determine whether your condition limits your ability to work. Understanding the intent behind the report is the first step to answering it effectively. In the next scene, we'll look at why the SSA needs this information. The Adult Function Report is a key part of your disability claim. The Social Security Administration uses your answers to assess how your medical condition impacts your daily functioning. This helps them decide if you qualify for benefits. Providing clear, honest, and detailed responses can make a significant difference in the outcome of your claim. Inaccurate or incomplete answers may delay your application or lead to a denial. Next, we'll discuss the structure of the report and what to expect as you fill it out. The Adult Function Report is divided into several sections. Each section focuses on different aspects of your daily life, such as personal care, household tasks, mobility, and social activities. You'll also find questions about your ability to concentrate, remember things, and interact with others. Understanding the structure ahead of time can help you gather your thoughts and prepare your answers. In the following scenes, we'll break down each section and offer tips for responding effectively. The first part of the report asks for your basic personal information. This includes your name, social security number, and contact details. It's important to fill out this section accurately to ensure your report is properly matched with your application. Double-check your entries for any errors before moving on. Once you've completed this section, you'll move into questions about your daily routine and abilities. Next, the report asks about your typical day. You'll describe what you do from the time you wake up until you go to bed. Be specific about your routine, including any help you need or tasks you can't do. This section helps the SSA understand how your condition affects your independence. Don't leave out details, even if they seem minor. In the next scene, we'll discuss how to describe your personal care abilities. This section focuses on your ability to take care of yourself. Questions may include whether you can bathe, dress, feed yourself, or use the bathroom independently. If you need help with any of these tasks, explain why and how often. Be honest about your limitations, as this information is vital for your claim. Next, we'll look at how to answer questions about preparing meals. Here, you'll be asked about your ability to prepare meals. Can you cook for yourself? Do you need help with certain tasks, such as chopping, lifting pots, or using the stove? If you rely on others or use special equipment, mention it. The SSA wants to know if your condition limits your ability to eat nutritious meals independently. Next, we'll cover household chores and how to answer those questions. This part of the report asks about your ability to do household chores like cleaning, laundry, and yard work. Be honest about what you can and cannot do. If you need help, explain who helps you and how often. If you can do some chores but not others, describe your limitations. This helps the SSA understand the practical impact of your condition on your home life. Next, we'll discuss how to answer questions about getting around. In this section, you'll describe how you get around. Can you walk, drive, or use public transportation? If you have trouble moving from place to place, explain the challenges you face. Mention any mobility aids you use, such as a cane, walker, or wheelchair. The SSA uses this information to assess your independence and ability to access essential services. Next, we'll look at shopping and money management. This part asks about your ability to shop for groceries or other items and manage your finances. Can you shop independently, or do you need help? Are you able to handle money, pay bills, and keep track of expenses? If you have difficulty with these tasks, explain why. This section helps the SSA understand your ability to manage essential aspects of daily living. Next, we'll discuss social activities and relationships. Here, you'll answer questions about your social life. Do you spend time with friends or family? Are you able to participate in social activities? Or do you feel isolated because of your condition? If your illness affects your relationships or ability to interact with others, describe how. This information helps the SSA understand the broader impact of your condition. Next, we'll look at hobbies and interests. This section asks about your hobbies and interests. Can you still enjoy activities you used to, like reading, gardening, or playing games? If your condition has limited your ability to participate in hobbies, explain how. The SSA wants to know if your illness affects your quality of life beyond basic needs. In the next scene, we'll discuss concentration and memory. You'll be asked about your ability to concentrate, follow instructions, and remember things. If you have trouble focusing, completing tasks, or remembering appointments, describe these issues in detail. Be specific about how often these problems occur and how they affect your daily life. This section helps the SSA assess your cognitive abilities. Next, we'll look at following instructions and completing tasks. This part focuses on your ability to follow spoken or written instructions. If you have difficulty understanding or remembering instructions, explain the challenges you face. Mention whether you need reminders or help from others. The SSA uses this information to evaluate your ability to perform tasks at home or work. Next, we'll discuss handling stress and changes in routine. You'll be asked how you handle stress and changes in routine. If your condition makes it hard to cope with unexpected events or pressure, describe your experiences. Be honest about any difficulties, as this helps the SSA understand your emotional and psychological limitations. Next, we'll look at medications and their side effects. This section asks about any medications you take and their side effects, list all prescribed and over-the-counter drugs, and describe how they affect you. If side effects impact your daily life, such as causing drowsiness or dizziness, be sure to mention them. This information helps the SSA understand the full picture of your health. Next, we'll discuss medical devices and aids. You'll be asked if you use any medical devices or aids, such as a cane, hearing aid, or special shoes. Describe what you use, how often, and why. This helps the SSA understand the extent of your limitations and the support you need to function. Next, we'll look at additional comments and how to use this section effectively. At the end of the report, there's space for additional comments. Use this section to provide any extra information that wasn't covered elsewhere. You can clarify previous answers or share details about your condition that you think are important. This is your opportunity to make sure the SSA has a complete understanding of your situation. Next, we'll discuss the importance of honesty and detail in your responses. When completing the Adult Function Report, honesty is essential. Don't exaggerate or downplay your limitations. Provide specific examples and details to support your answers. If you're unsure how to describe something, think about how your condition affects you on your worst days. This approach helps the SSA get an accurate picture of your abilities. Next, we'll talk about consistency with your medical records. Your answers should match the information in your medical records. If there are discrepancies, the SSA may question your claim. Review your medical documents before completing the report to ensure consistency. If something has changed since your last doctor's visit, explain it in the additional comments section. Next, we'll discuss the importance of clarity and avoiding vague answers. Avoid vague answers like sometimes or it depends. Instead, describe how often you experience symptoms or need help. For example, say, I need help dressing every morning rather than I sometimes need help. Clear, specific answers make it easier for the SSA to understand your situation. Next, we'll discuss the importance of using examples. Whenever possible, use real-life examples to illustrate your limitations. For instance, if you have trouble standing, describe a recent time when you had to sit down while cooking. These examples help the SSA visualize your challenges and make your answers more convincing. Next, we'll discuss the importance of reviewing your answers before submitting the report. Take time to review your answers before submitting the report. Check for completeness, accuracy, and clarity. Make sure you haven't missed any sections or left out important details. A thorough review can help prevent delays or misunderstandings in your claim. Next, we'll talk about getting help if you need it. If you're struggling to complete the Adult Function Report, don't hesitate to ask for help. Family members, friends, or caseworkers can assist you in describing your limitations. Some organizations also offer free assistance with disability forms. Getting help can ensure your answers are clear and complete. Next, we'll discuss the importance of keeping a copy of your report. Always keep a copy of your completed Adult Function Report for your records. This can be helpful if you need to refer to your answers later or if the SSA requests additional information. Having a copy also helps you stay consistent in future communications. Next, we'll discuss submitting the report on time. It's important to submit your Adult Function Report by the deadline provided by the SSA. Late submissions can delay your claim or even result in denial. If you need more time, contact the SSA as soon as possible to request an extension. Timely submission shows that you're serious about your claim. Next, we'll discuss what happens after you submit the report. Once you submit your report, the SSA will review your answers along with your medical records. They may contact you for additional information or clarification. In some cases, You might be asked to attend a consultative exam. Stay responsive to any requests from the SSA to keep your claim moving forward. Next, we'll discuss how the report fits into the overall disability determination process. The Adult Function Report is just one part of the disability determination process. The SSA considers your medical records, work history, and other evidence. Your answers help fill in the gaps and provide a fuller picture of your daily challenges. Being thorough and honest in your report can strengthen your claim. Next, we'll discuss common mistakes to avoid when completing the report. Some common mistakes include leaving sections blank, giving vague answers, or providing inconsistent information. Avoid rushing through the report or copying answers from someone else. Take your time to answer each question fully and honestly. Next, we'll discuss how to handle questions you're unsure about. If you're unsure how to answer a question, do your best to explain your situation. It's better to say, "I don't know," or "I'm not sure," and provide context than to guess. You can also use the additional comment section to clarify your answers. Next, we'll discuss the importance of updating the SSA if your condition changes. If your condition changes after you submit the report, notify the SSA as soon as possible. Provide updated information about your abilities and limitations. Keeping the SSA informed helps ensure your claim is evaluated accurately. Next, we'll discuss the role of supporting statements from others. You can include statements from family, friends, or caregivers who know about your condition. These supporting statements can provide additional perspective on your daily challenges. Make sure these statements are honest and specific. Next, we'll discuss how to organize your answers for clarity. Organize your answers in a logical order. Use bullet points or short paragraphs to make your responses easy to read. If you have a lot to say, consider attaching extra pages. Clear organization helps the SSA review your report efficiently. Next, we'll discuss the importance of legible handwriting if you're filling out a paper form. If you're filling out a paper form, write clearly and legibly. Illegible handwriting can lead to misunderstandings or delays. If possible, type your answers or ask someone to help you. The goal is to make sure the SSA can easily read and understand your responses. Next, we'll discuss the importance of signing and dating your report. Don't forget to sign and date your adult function report before submitting it. An unsigned report may be rejected or cause delays. Double-check that you've completed all required fields and included your signature. Next, we'll discuss what to do if you make a mistake on the form. If you realize you've made a mistake after submitting the report, contact the SSA immediately. Provide the correct information and explain the error. Prompt communication can help prevent misunderstandings or delays in your claim. Next, we'll discuss how to track your submission. Keep a record of when and how you submitted your adult function report. If you mailed it, keep the receipt or tracking number. If you submitted it online, save the confirmation. This documentation can be useful if there are questions about your submission date. Next, we'll discuss following up with the SSA. After submitting your report, follow up with the SSA to confirm they received it. If you don't hear back within a reasonable time, contact them to check the status. Staying proactive helps ensure your claim moves forward smoothly. Next, we'll discuss what to do if you're asked for more information. If the SSA asks for additional information, respond as quickly and thoroughly as possible. Provide clear answers and any requested documents. Prompt responses help avoid delays and show your commitment to the process. Next, we'll discuss the importance of patience during the review process. The disability determination process can take time. Be patient while the SSA reviews your report and other documents. Avoid submitting multiple copies or calling repeatedly, as this can slow down the process. Trust that your thorough and honest answers will help your claim. Next, we'll discuss what to do if your claim is denied. If your claim is denied, don't lose hope. Review the denial letter carefully to understand the reasons. You have the right to appeal and provide additional evidence. Consider seeking help from an advocate or attorney if you need support. Next, we'll discuss how to prepare for an appeal. If you decide to appeal, gather any new medical evidence or documentation that supports your claim. Update your adult function report if your condition has changed. Be thorough and organized in your appeal materials. Next, we'll discuss the importance of persistence in the disability process. The disability determination process can be long and challenging. Persistence is key. Stay organized, keep records, and continue to communicate with the SSA. Many successful claims require appeals and additional documentation. Don't give up if you believe you qualify for benefits. Next, we'll summarize the key points from this video. To wrap up, the Adult Function Report is a vital part of your disability claim. Take your time, be honest, and provide detailed answers. Use examples, stay consistent with your medical records, and don't hesitate to ask for help. Keep copies of everything and submit your report on time. Remember, persistence and organization can make a big difference in the outcome of your claim. Thanks for watching, and best of luck with your application process.